Guru Sri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna, welcome to our channel Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because here it is, Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my name is Bhagavad-gita. We are still in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, and I'm reading text 28 today. This is also one of our core verses for those who like to study Bhagavad-gita by learning verses by heart. Yeshang tvantakathang papang jananang punyakarmanam te dvandvamoha nirmukta bhadyante mang dridhavrattaha. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Purport: those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions, can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, gradually, they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness, in the association of pure devotees. For in the association of great devotees, one can be delivered from delusion. So the previous verse we were speaking about delusion. When we're in this world, when we're covered, we're actually so covered that we don't see ourselves. We identify with the present body. We identify with our, this random position in the world that we happen to have right now. We're born in one place and not another. We're born in one body and not another. I identify as a human being, as a woman from Sweden. And this could change at any moment. When this body dies, I have no idea what my next body will be. And I have no idea what my previous body were either. But right now, I'm convinced this is me. And then, as a human being, we have the ability to start to inquire. Who am I? Where am I going? What is the meaning of life? Those kind of questions. That's what actually makes us human. And then we see these people, persons, who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful. For them it is very difficult. Or we all have those qualities to some degree. But the more we identify with them, and some people really do identify with being deceitful, foolish. Of course, nobody identifies with being foolish. But this definition of foolish, where it means that we don't see reality completely. We don't see all the levels and dimensions of reality. We just see the material sides. And we have no desire to go beyond that. Because when this keeps coming back also in Bhakti Yoga, it's not just that we build up and build up. It sounds like that here, doesn't it? If we've acted piously and conquered our eradicated the sinful activities, then we can engage in devotional service. And it does make it easier, because in this world, some activities creates more of a barrier, more of a hindrance, more of an obstacle to spiritual life than others. But ultimately, the main obstacle to spiritual life is that we don't want it. We're in this world, we identify with this word, we take up different, this world is very variegated and there are many varieties, and we pick up one side or the other side and we identify it and we go for it, and we don't even inquire into our spiritual nature, and then we don't get anywhere. And of course, if you have that kind of peaceful platform of happiness and duty and knowledge that is defined as the mode of goodness, the pull from the material energy is a little less, and it becomes more easy and natural to take to spiritual life, or at the very least to religion. But when we see here devotional service, which is actually not just the method, but it's actually the goal. The goal is to realize our relationship to Krishna and to take it up, to start to act in that loving relationship to Krishna. And it is helpful to have less obstacles, because that will make it easier. But ultimately, we get this devotional service from those who have it. So if we get in contact with devotees of the Lord, and we hear from them, and they engage us, and we start to take up this practice, this is actually more important than the level of our piety or the level of our papa and punya in this world. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2 that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotee. Mahat sevang dvara mahur vimukte. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. Tamo dvarang yoshitang sangisangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusion. The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate to the Supreme Lord is the greatest violation of God's law. Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination. So, of course, we've been recording these Bhagavad-gita episodes or installments for 2 years now. So these are no news. We start from the beginning. We read the introduction because Prabhupada's very carefully puts us in the right frame of mind, the right attitude to hear Krishna's words. And then we gradually heard how we're not this body, we're the spirit soul, how the Supreme is the source of all of us, how the different forms of yoga, religion, they are kind of like steps toward the complete realization. And when that yogi comes to the level where he surrenders to Krishna, that is the highest perfection of yoga. So now we are getting additional knowledge. So some of these arguments, I mean, I kind of have these arguments in my own head when Prabhupada says, or Krishna says, those who are very foolish and very sinful, and I'm a little bit affronted, and I'm thinking, yes, I have a new reader, they will also have this reaction. I will try to explain it a little better, because Krishna is not just being heavy-handed here, he's being, he's creating the best facilities for us to take to spiritual life. And if we hold on to some of these illusions, and if we don't kind of get this perspective, then it will be very difficult for us to actually reach that level of self-realization in this life. And that's what we want to do. We're human beings now, we're in human bodies now, and we have facilities for spiritual life. In this world we look around and there are so many trees and animals and birds and insects, and they're all living, and they're all expanding their horizon, trying to enjoy their senses and having relationship in different ways. But human beings, we have the facilities for spiritual realization. We have the facilities for studying and practicing. And if we don't do that, it's such a waste of our lives, really. So we're reading Bhagavad-gita because we get this information from Krishna, but it's not just information, it's actually something we can put into practice to perfect our lives and reach a level of self-realization and God realization. So step by step, and how to say, aspect by aspect, Krishna shows us this so that we can practice it, understand it, and gain that spiritual realization in this lifetime. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. And I'm also realizing that not everyone was with us from the beginning, so in the little information box below I've put playlists for all the separate chapters. It's easy to jump in. There are some links for finding Bhagavad-gitas or Krishna temples, and there's lots of room for questions. Please come back with questions. I would love to try to answer them. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.